What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. We're talking Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy again, and we're specifically talking about this card that was completely the buzz of last night and the hours leading up to it as far as Yu-Gi-Oh goes. In fact, even in my Elemental Dragon video, I got at least 15 people commenting that, I should make a video talking about this card, or have I heard of it, so on and so forth, because the way that it was looking and shape it up, it looked like it was going to make basically a new tier 0 deck, or take a deck to near god tier status, because this card, it was the definition of broken as far as Yu-Gi-Oh cards go. The card that I'm talking about, you guys have probably already heard about it. It's called Spellbook of Divine Judgment, and as of yesterday, the early hours of the night, basically in layman's terms, the card was super rejuvenation for Spellbooks. During the end phase that you activated this card, you could search spellbooks equivalent to the number of spellbooks that you used during that turn. So, like, let's say you use 3 spellbooks during your first turn. Well, during the end phase, Divine Judgment would add 3 spellbooks, any ones that you wanted, to your hand. But there's more. In addition to not only being able to search all the spellbooks and just replacing them for free, it also would summon any prophecy monster that you wanted, any spellcaster monster that you wanted, whose stars were equivalent or lower to the amount of spellbooks that you activated during the turn. So if you activated like 2 spellbooks, you could get like a prophecy magician, or so on and so forth. And people were basically saying that that was going to make the deck tier 0, and it was just going to be like on god tier. And when you look at some of the plays that were just going to be retarded, I mean, can you really debate it? Especially, we all know that decks that have those retarded turn 1 plays generally do very well. So let's talk about some of the plays that you'd be able to do with that card. You'd be able to, let's say you open with either Spellbook of Secrets or the Prophecy Magician, which will get you a Spellbook of Secrets. You activate your Spellbook of Secrets, you search Master. Master will then search for Divine Judgment, and you've now activated 3 Spellbook cards. So during your end phase, you'd search 3 Spellbook cards, so that's pretty cool right there. However, you also get to search a Justice from your deck, and during the end phase, Justice is going to get you another Spellbook card, and it's going to get you either High Priestess or Chaos Sorcerer. I would almost certainly get High Priestess, because you're going to have like fucking what? Like 6 spellbook cards in your... that's basically... You have so much net advantage. Not to mention the fact that you can get power. You can get wisdom. You can get life. You can get the spellbook tile. You can get anything that you want. You have added 4 spellbook cards in 1 turn plus High Priestess. How is your opponent going to combat that outside of doing a shock lock? However, there's some bad news. People were premature, and the card was so ridiculously good, I couldn't even believe it. And there's been a lot of rewordings lately and translations and stuff like that. So I decided to at least wait a day. Turns out that effect was faker than Manti Te'o's girlfriend. So, it does, significantly reduce the amount of derp. But the basic premise of the way that the card is actually going to work is, when you activate Judgment, Judgment only counts the cards that are used after its activation. So, you still can use a bunch of spellbooks in a turn and do those stupid derpy plays. The problem is, Judgment has to be the first card you activate, and all the spellbooks have to be afterwards. It's not like Super Rejuvenation, where you can discard a whole bunch of dragons and then the end phase be like, Super Rejuvenation, draw Exodia, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Oh, another thing about this card that people might not realize is, since it has the effect of special summoning a spellcaster, just like Macrocosmos, it might seem really obscure. You can actually Solemn Warning this guy. I don't think it's like Infernity Launcher, where just because it has multiple effects. Again, I could be wrong on that, but I believe you should be able to Solemn Warning this card, much like W. Nubella Meteorite. So we're going to really see on that. But quite frankly, I think that this card is still definitely going to be staple because of just the amassed amount of advantage that it lets you get under the right circumstances. Like, basically, if you open with like a Magician and either a Master or a Secrets, you're pretty much still going to have advantage through the roof. So, you might start seeing people board like 3 Thunder Kings and everything. You might start seeing people, you know, boarding in anti-spell fragrance, or, you know, just another just a bunch of like hate for this deck, you know what I mean? But the problem is, if the Prophecy player goes first, your Thunder King, your anti-spell fragrance, that crazy Horus level 6 in your deck, or, you know, Horus level 8, whatever cards you're bringing in, those really can't do anything. It's not like a Fet Veiler or Max C, because, you know, those don't stop spells. So there isn't really a hand trap for spells or anything like that. So let me know what you guys think. I think Prophecy is going to be a deck that is eventually going to get tier 1. You know, yes, the deck does have some problems playing defense, but the boss monster is so good in Prophecy. Spellbook of Life makes sure that the card can come back as many times as you want. When you have something like Spellbook of Wisdom to constantly protect it, I've already told you guys, I think the Spellbook Tower is one of the best field cards in the game, easily on par with Gates of the Dark World. And again, I think that this deck is going to do well. The only problem is, I mean, let's just be real. Is there any hope that this card won't be secret rare? Like, I'm telling you, anybody out there who wants to play Prophecy, just have $80 right now and just set it under your pillow or somewhere. This card's going to be $80. I promise you that. This card's going to be somewhere between $80 and $70 because it's going to be secret rare. Every single good Prophecy support card is like fucking secret rare, even when it's only like one good card in the entire set. We've seen it time and time again. So thank you guys for watching as always, and click an ad. I'll talk to you later.